What's up, beautiful people? This is CryptoWolf. Welcome to my channel. Today we'll be discussing what's happened to Luna and to their UST stablecoin that depacked to around 10 cents we're at now. We come from $1. I had my savings into this and I was saving this into Anchor. This is the savings account from terraluna. So yeah, I basically lost a lot of money and I'm trying my best to stay positive and to keep my head above water. So I want to do a shout out to everyone who has some issues or lost a lot of money into this crash of Luna and the UST stablecoin. Please leave a comment under this video and we will see what we can do to assure that you make your money back again, to say it like that. So I just want to try things to help the people get their funds back. We are not going to get our funds back from Luna or UST. I doubt that highly. The only ones that really got their money back were the venture capitalists and the big money inflows, the smart money. And in my opinion, all the retail people got burned. They lost their money on Luna and on the UST stablecoin that they thought it was safe because it was a decentralized stablecoin. Better than Tether, better than USDC. Probably not, as we can see. So it's a very hard time. I'm trying my best, but I will share all the details that I know. If you have other details, please share it in this video. Let's come together as a community and let's do some great things together so that a lot of people who have suffered from this can recover from this. Because I have saw news articles, people are killing themselves, people are depressed, families that are getting broken because the husband was saving the money in Anchor, companies, startups that have failed, they went broke. It's insane what happened, and it's really, really bad if you're gonna see how deep the rabbit hole goes. So it's really bad. So I want to say to everyone of the community, I'm sorry for not posting on a daily or weekly basis for the last 7 days. I had some issues because I lost a lot of money into this. It was very hard for me. It was the first time that I lost this much of money. I come from a poor family. I come from a poor background. I'm not rich. I never was rich. I don't know what it is to have a lot of money. So it hurted me a lot to lose that kind of money. As you can see, I still have 4,000 UST stablecoin. That was my savings account. Normally it's on my bank, but I have put it here to save my money and to earn 80% yearly. What was very stupid because I could have seen it coming. Why? If you go to Do1, this is the founder of the stablecoin from Luna. If you go to his Twitter page, you can see, if you scroll a bit back, he made bets with people in the space like this one. He got, if I can find him. So this one made a bet with Do1 that Luna would fail and that it will be very much dropping in price in a year from this. He said it a couple months ago, 2 months ago, something. And Do1 was always being cocky, very ego, very arrogant, like, yeah, but your size is not size. It's a big ass. So he was saying it's a big ass Ponzi. Pretty sure VCs will also hedge their investments on perps. So he wants to say, like, if people are gonna short it, the VCs will short it on perps. So yeah, there's a lot of manipulation in the markets. Just know that, and it's really sad that a lot of retail people have to suffer from this. But let's go back to Do1, his Twitter itself. They are now searching for a solution to fix the problems, to like fix the belief and restore the community because there are a lot of people in Luna, lunatics, who are very, very deep into Luna and they lost a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. We have like Mike, he had a tattoo from Luna. That's very bad to see. I, I feel really sorry for him. It's a bit funny because, yeah, why would you put a tattoo from a crypto coin? I would not even put that from Bitcoin, Ethereum. Why would I even do that? So, in my opinion, it's not the smartest things to do. But let's take a look if we can find it. As you can see right here, I'm officially a lunatic. Thanks stablecoin and thank you my friends at Smith Street Tattoos. So you can see is the logo from Luna and the name and then the wolf. And he posted this on 1 April, April the 4th, the 1st of April. 5 months later, the cryptocurrency crashed 100% to zero. Yeah, that's very bad. That's very bad. As you can see, a lot of people are fucked in the space because of this. Even the bigger people, as you can see, he's a big influencer in the crypto space. He has almost a 500,000 followers. He is very, very famous at Galaxy Digital. So go check it out if you don't know what I'm talking about. So let's go back to Doke 1. You will see also how arrogant he was. And we had some really big warnings, so I'm really blaming myself. I'm not the person that's saying, "Oh, it's the fault of Do Kwon, it's the fault of this." No, it's my own fault. I manage my own funds. I said to myself, "Let me put my savings into that to earn that amount on a yearly basis." While I should known that 20% yearly is way too much in this environment, macro environment, and this world we are in, this is way too much to earn this on a stable way. So I should have known that it's not sustainable for a long period of time. But I have never thought that it would happen that fast. Very chance. I had a very big chance on Instagram 1 month ago, just like 3 weeks, 1 month ago. I posted on Instagram that I'm selling 30-40% of my Luna at $110, $120. Well, that was the best decision that I ever made, or otherwise I lost everything and I would be even more depressed. I had 200 Luna, as you can see, I will show you. If we go to the Terra station, the legacy Terra station, we click on to staking. You will see Luna is now hyperinflated. I had 207 Luna at the moment of the time and it was $20,000. 5 years ago I could only dream of having $20,000. Now I lost it. It's insane. If I would tell this to my parents, they would just faint. They would just not ever believe it. I come from a poor family. I'm now almost getting into my late 20s and I feel really lost by this. But there is hope at the end of the tunnel and I say to everyone, don't lose faith. Don't lose faith in yourself, in the market, because there can happen some really unexpected things and we will talk about that in the end of the video. So make sure to watch until the end. If you like the information that I'm sharing, just leave a subscription, leave a comment, leave a like, support this channel because now I need it more than every other period. So we can see now my staking rewards are 168,000 Luna because it's so inflated, the supply. If we go take a look at the supply, we can see total supply is at 6 trillion. Are you joking me? The whole crypto market is at 1.2 trillion. And they have a supply of tokens at 6 trillion. This is just insane. And they're talking about burning. They're talking about now putting Luna V2. I will talk about this in a second. But first, if we go down, you will see this one. Where is it? I love chaos. This was before the drop. Everyone who have seen this should just have gotten out, including myself. So it's our own fault. And for the people that didn't see it, I can understand, but okay, by the way, if y'all girls, why are you so ego tripper, man? Are gonna FOD, try to do it during my wakening hours, please. Terror change 24/7, but I'm a new father for crying out loud. But what this guy doesn't understand is, what I'm trying to understand now is, why would he keep talking like that if there are billionaires in the space that want to see UST fail? Because you have to know, we have the biggest stable coins in crypto. Those are Tether and USDC coin, and those are centralized. They are not decentralized. So to make things very clear for people, this is going to be a longer video, but I'm going to share a lot of information that you should know, and you should prepare yourself for the upcoming time to know this stuff, so that you know what's happening behind the scenes. If we take a look at Tether of USDC coin is the government coin. I can show you a lot of reports, things, but go research yourself. They're audited by a lot of things. And this is really the government coin that they saying it's fine. This is a coin they support a bit, but this will not say this will also fail. You never know. So Tether, they're now also doing a lot of thought that it's gonna depack also. I'm gonna say one thing: if Tether depacks, crypto is going nuclear bear market. Nuclear. Nobody wants that to happen, but it can happen. So make sure when you see something happening in the coming weeks, days, months, take action in time, or you will regret a lot, like I'm regretting with Luna and UST. Also, I would recommend for everyone who's into Tether, just put your Tether in USDC coin, or put it in your fiat wallet. Put it in dollars, euro, or just invest in the market, put it in Bitcoin, put it in Ethereum, put it on a ledger, and don't watch at it for the coming years if you don't need that money. But just watch out a bit. I still have a bit of money in Tether, but most of my stablecoin is now in USDC. But I'm trying to now put most of my money just in Euro because I'm from Europe. But to hedge my bet, I will also put some in dollars. Like I say, diversify because no one knows is what going to happen in these times. War can happen at every time. And I'm talking about food shortages, supply chains. And if this happens, a lot of people will start having a war on themselves without the army. If you understand what I mean, people will breaking into houses to take food, to take supply. Just keep that in mind. Everything can happen. This happened in Bosnia in 1992, 1995, something like that. Go research it. It was a very hard time. And if you go look at that period of time, you can know if something like that happens in the coming countries. It's now happening also a bit in the Middle East. If this is going to happen, it's going to get a lot worse. So keep that in mind. Do your research on this. Something that I also want to share is don't let you drag into direction by thought, by Twitter, by influencers. Just do your own research and think for yourself with common sense what can be not. Because no one knows what the market is going to do, no one knows what's going to happen in the world. Tomorrow there can be a nuclear World War III, tomorrow there can be world peace. Nobody knows. We can all have a clue, we can all have a direction, but nobody knows what exactly is going to happen. But you can prepare yourself by looking into the history. So do that. That's what I want to say to everyone. I think there are gonna come a lot of hard times in the coming 3 years. And I'm saying this to friends and family from 2022 that in 2025, most of the plans, the elite, the 1%, the 0.1% of the world will start running like they wanted to. Just do your research and make sure to educate yourself on this and not believe everything that I say or someone else say. This is true. Today's attack on terraluna UST was deliberate and coordinated. Massive 285 million USD dump on Curve and Binance by a single player, followed by massive shorts on Luna and hundreds of Twitter posts. Pure staging. The project is bothering someone on the right path. I can believe this. The project is bothering someone because you have to know a decentralized stablecoin. They are doing the same as the Federal Reserve is doing with the dollar. They're just printing money out of thin air. And the same thing was happening with Luna and UST because UST was not backed by dollars or by some currency. It was backed by a speculative crypto asset called Luna. And every time that people buy UST and the demand for UST go up, Luna gets burned. So Luna rise in price. But a lot of people said this from the beginning that it's very good in the short term to get a very high price in Luna and it will be stable, it will be packed because of the mechanism that it has. But what happens if they do a bank run, and a bank run is simply just know like your bank. I'm gonna explain you something, not everyone knows this. If you go to the bank and you put 1,000 on your bank, then you receive on your bank account 1,000 euro or dollars, whatever you put it on. But what you have to understand is the bank, this is our laws. Based on the law, the bank only needs to hold 1%. So they only need to hold 10 euro or $10 from that 1,000 you deposited on your bank. And the other $990 or euros, they are just playing with it. They are doing investments, they are loaning the money, they are trading on the forex market, they are doing many stuff with that to make money themselves. That's how banks work. So that's why if every people on earth would go to the bank and withdraw all the money they have on the bank, it would simply don't. It's simply not possible. It wouldn't work. It just doesn't work. So what's gonna happen? Because the bank has not that money. Your money is in other places than that you think. Your money is digital, but it's not in your bank account. Just do your own research on this and try to understand this concept that I'm telling if you don't understand this, because it's very important that if you're into crypto, you're into financial markets, that you understand a bit how financial markets work. So just know this. This is the same thing with exchanges. There's so many exchanges. You buy Bitcoin and you hold Bitcoin on the exchange, but they don't really give you real Bitcoin. They give you paper Bitcoin. It's only when you withdraw the Bitcoin that you get the real Bitcoin. So that's something you need to know, and that's why a lot of things can happen in this space. A lot of people are taking advantage of this things where you can do a bank run, and if you do a right campaign, and what I mean by campaign, these are billionaires. They speak with a lot of billionaires together to crash something, then they short it, they profit from it, then they pay a lot of big influencers, Twitter people, YouTube people, to make a lot of bearish, fear, uncertainty, doubt posts, a lot of things to get everyone into fear, massive fear. Then there's a big capitulation, everything drops, and then they just buy it all up again. And that's how they are making sure to have the most percentage in crypto instead of the retail people. This is just to get all the retail people out and all the big people come in. But I have really good news at the end of this video that is a possible scenario to make sure to watch that end. Now there are a lot of theories, a lot of conspiracy theories also, but it's not as that big conspiracy as you think. There's actually really some useful thinking in. If we take a look at this, May the 16th, just found out April the 5th, this is before this drop has come. Everything was just stable. So this is what I want to mean. We all had the chance to get out in time. There were so many people warning us, get the fuck out of Luna and their UST stablecoin because it's a Ponzi scheme. Something is not right with it. So as you can see, we just found out who Do Kwon is and what he's been doing with Terra. You're all fucked. It's so fucking over for crypto Twitter. You don't even know how over it is for you. I swear to God, the adults look away for a few months and you guys get into the dumbest thing I've seen since Iron Bank. Do Kwon is a DPRK agent. What is a DPRK agent? This is basically the CIA of Korea. Do you hear what I say? This is really possible. Because you have to know a lot of big players hate a decentralized stablecoin because they are doing the same what the government does. They create money out of thin air. And the more people that use that, the less money goes to the economy of the world leaders because it's going into smaller decentralized economies like Luna was becoming. So just keep that in mind. Big people in the world, they don't want to see this succeed and they just let it go until it was really high. They could not ignore it anymore. Luna was in the top 10 and then they just broke it down. So this is a very big possibility. Well, for the people asking me, just put it in on Google and you will see right away intelligence agencies from North Korean. And you can also see on this post right here, it'll take you to another Twitter page that has some really good threads and information. I just want to share to everyone, I'm not here trying to scare you or something, I'm just here trying to inform you and to show you all the possibilities that's possible in the market. And as I said, I will show you the positive news on the end of the video. Look, as we can see right here, looks like there's some new narratives people are pushing. Good thing we left an extra Leon behind at the cartage. Zombie are indeed rising from the ground. So let's take a look. I also have a new narrative. Do the splits wrong for Luna 2 or have the wrong leadership and it dumps to zero as final exit liquidity for insiders? So this I'm talking about Luna. If you look at Luna now, it's basically worth nothing. So they are now coming up with Luna V2 and they will call this the Luna Classic. The same happened with Ethereum and Ethereum Classic and the DAI stablecoin. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just leave a comment. I will make an upcoming video explaining every detail about that. So what do we see right now? Maybe best to split the late Luna 1 buyers group into pre-announcement of recovery plan and post-announcement. To prevent insiders from getting priority, we need to see war rooms logs for the exact timestamp of when the recovery plan was first conceived. Which insiders bought cheap Luna 1 after knowing there would be a Luna 2? Is it a conspiracy or did people do the right thing? Exchanges know and rumors circulate. Interesting that all venture capitalists and funds say they come out of this fine. Was it just retail that got burned? Sad if true. Breaking. Yeah, I can't believe what I'm seeing to be just a few days, lol. Let's fucking try. This is really bad, man. Yeah, but a lot of people are now pushing Juno and they're saying that all the Luna developers should come to Juno, and this has pumped the price of Juno. I don't know if anyone has noticed this, but Juno is a very long-term back for me. Is a very good long-term back for me personally. I'm holding this one from the long term. I'm staking it also, and you could see we had a very big push from around $5 to $8. So yeah, that's basically more than 60% that we pumped in 2 days. So that was a very good possibility, even in a market that we are going to the downside or crappy sideways market. So yeah, there's a lot happening. If you go to Do1 also, this is the proposal for now. You can see it, United proposal. If you click onto it, and you will see right here what's going to happen. So, motivation. While UST has been the central narrative of Terra's growth story of the last year, the distribution of UST has led to the development of one of the strongest developer ecosystems in crypto. The Terra ecosystem and its community are worth preserving. Terra's app ecosystem contains hundreds of developers working on everything from DeFi to fungible labor markets, state-of-the-art infrastructure and community experience. Terra Station has a large install base with million-plus users across the world. Although this stressed strong brand recognition and the name that almost everyone in the world will have heard about, UST pack failure is Terra's DAO hack moment, a chance to rise up anew from the ashes. So basically the summary what they're saying is fork the Terra chain into a new chain without the stablecoin. The old chain will be called Terra Classic. This one. This will call Terra Classic. They have not approved this proposal yet, but a lot of people are approving it. So, Luna will be airdropped across Classic Luna stakers. So that's for people as me. Luna Classic holders and residual UST holders. I don't know what this means. Let me search that really quick. I don't know what it means. I researched it, but I don't know what it means. If someone from America or the US who speaks English as a native language can explain me what this means. And essential app developers of Terra Classic. See, the wallet will be moved in the whitelist for the airdrop, making Terra a full community-owned chain. So the foundation guard of terraluna will not be included, and this will be fully community-owned chain. Allocate a large portion of the token distribution in one, providing emergency runaway for existing Terra dApp developers too. Align interest of devs with the long-term success of the ecosystem. Network security to be incentivized with token inflation, targets taking rewards of 7% per annual. So we will see there are essential apps that must exist in any Web3 ecosystem to be viable. Infrastructure, DAX, NFT, as you can see, essential apps, token, alright. Now you will see right here the token distribution will be community pool 25%, controlled by stake governance, 10% for air market developers, pre-attack Luna holders 35%, all bonded, unbonded Luna minus TFL at pre-attack snapshot staking derivatives included. For wallets with less than 1 million Luna, 1 year cliff, 2 year vesting thereafter. For wallets with More than 1 million Luna on your cliff for your investing thereafter. Pre-attack AUST holders 10%. 500k whale cap. Covers up to 99.7 of all holders but only 26.72 of AUST. 15% unlocked at Genesis. 85% vest over 2 years thereafter with 6-month cliff. Post-attack loon handles. So these are the details you have to know. I will leave this in the description of my video. So here you can find everything. I'm really honest, I don't know what they should do with Luna. I have given up. It's frustrating. It makes me sad, mad. It makes me, I'm tired of it. I'm really tired of it. It's draining my energy. So I basically give up on it. I give up on it. I just focused on all the good stuff that I have in crypto, all the good things that are going on. I'm gonna focus on building my community more and more. So for everyone who wants to join, come and join right away. There are still 99 spots left. So come and join the community. I will do an update on this. This will be changed today. I have some good updates coming. I will be sharing my portfolio, the investment calls that I make, my trades that I take on a daily, weekly basis. I will share every action that I take in crypto. I have an investment portfolio. I invested over the course of 10 days at least in 5 projects. I will share this all in the Discord and we can build as a community. I'm also very active in Solana NFTs. I have minted this NFT yesterday on the launchpad. Today it's in profit. I went as high as 2.93 SOL yesterday. So that's a 100% profit in 1 day on your investment. So this is the one that I'm in now. So for all the people who are active in the Solana NFTs, please join the community and let's build something big together. I want to create a DAO in the future, decentralized autonomous organization, to start building as a team, that we buy things together, we sell things together, we get wrecked together or we get rich together. That's how I look at it. And just to inform you guys what happened to me, I saw this happening from UST. I don't know if you can see it right. Yes, you can see it like this. All right. So what happened? It started depegging at 10 May. When it started depegging, we went from 65 cents to 90 cents. A lot of people told me, sell now. I didn't listen. I believed in it. I'm very lucky that I sold in time, or I had nothing left from my savings. I had another 10k in my savings that I was possible to sell at 0.7 USD. So I took a loss of 30%, $3,000. And when it bounced up to this, and then we went back to here, in the night at 75 cents, 70 cents, I sold all my USD that I had, but I had my other 4,000 USD still stuck in another DeFi protocol. And it's now, since yesterday, I have retrieved it out, and now it's just sitting here in the hope that Luna does something so that we receive our funds back. But I'm hope on it, but I don't hope on it. Just look at it like that. So let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts? Is Luna gonna recover? Will Luna V2 will be good? Yes or no? Will UST recover? Will the people get their funds back? Will they have justice? Yes or no? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what your thoughts are about this. And now let's get to the crypto market itself and what are the possibilities. Everyone who has watched my previous videos could see that I was talking about this scenario. But I was talking about to reach 32, 30, 28k. I was not talking about going as low as this. This is a new support that I have drawn. But now, if you look at the weekly, what I want to say to a lot of people, we are in a very bad place, macro environment. We are at war, there are so many things happening, inflation, we're in a shimmered cycle. It will show you there's also something very bad. For the people that don't know what a shimmered cycle is, this is from the Jewish calendar, and normally if a year like this happens, a lot of bad things happen. Like crash resets, big market crashes, You can see also in 2015 this happened, the last year of a 7-year cycle, and 2022 is the last year of the Shimitat cycle. If you don't know what this is, go read a book about it, or maybe I will give you a tip. Go to Twitter, put it in. It's like a search engine, Twitter. Just click latest. No, they don't show anything. Wait, give me a minute. Shimita. S-H-M-I-T-A. Alright. Shimita. Voila. Yes. So if you go to Twitter, we can also find information about this. Elon Musk, we probably are in a recession. Things could likely worse. Tough going for 12, 18 months. Shemitah is coming. We know. Also, Goldman Sachs says the same. There's a very high risk of recession for the US economy, and companies and consumers should prepare. Now, if they bring out this much thought and they bring out this much news, and a lot of people know the Shemitah cycle is coming and there will be coming a big crash, you also have to know 2008 was the biggest recession we had, and in that time it was also the last year of the Shemitah cycle. 2008, 2015, 2022, and 2029. 2029 will be the last, and then like Klaus Schwab, your best friend, said, you will own nothing and be happy. As you can see, you will own nothing and be happy. This will happen again around 2030 that they are predicting, and it's very coincidence that 2029 is the last cycle of the Shemitah cycle. There's a Jewish calendar, and you have to know Jews run the world. If you think from not, in my opinion, you're mistaken. And if you think I'm mistaken, just let me know. As you can see, I will show you. The year of 22 was specially chosen as the beginning of the year of final collapse for various reasons, each of which mutually supports the other. First and foremost, 2022 is not only a scheduled Shemitah year, it's the year of the Super Shemitah. The indisputable 7-year pattern of Shemitah years has been. What about the Super Shemitah? Well, if the above source was correct, then it would run from sunset September 25, 22, or more properly sunset October 4, 2022, the day of atonement, through sunset September 15, 24, and 2023. Just know when this is going to happen. I don't want to be in the markets anymore. I'm going to be honest, I'm still in the markets for now. But I'm thinking that we are going to have a last leg up, and it's going to be massive. Massive. And when it's going to be massive, a lot of people will start forming around here. Everyone is bearish for now. I know people, they're only 6 months in crypto, 1 year. They're talking to me, bro, it's going to 10K, 12K. I'm like, what? What do you say? Are you for real? Like, of course it's going to go there. I'm especially almost sure of it, that it will go to 20K, maybe, or even lower. But I think, and it's not hopium, it's just going against the herd. So I'm not listening to the sheep. I'm listening to myself, and I'm thinking, what should smart money do? What do all the rich people in the world do? So in a moment like this, everyone is so scared selling everything they have in assets, stock market, everywhere you see it, crypto market. What if, let's talk about gold. Let's talk about gold. I will explain you why I'm saying this. Gold, in my opinion, it should already be above 2000. Since 2022. It should be. Look, 2022. March, it was a crash, 2022. Alright, here we have the crash. In my opinion, since we are here, we should already be way higher. But we're not. So I think there will come a very big leg up, and then we will see that massive crash from 2022. So what I'm thinking for now is we can go a bit sideways on Bitcoin. We go sideways until June. Then in June we start rallying again, or July, and then we rally until September, October, and make sure to then de-risk all your positions. Take your money out. That's the thing what I'm going to do, and we will see if I'm right, yes or no. Like I said right here, Bitcoin can be ready for another leg up. This can happen, but it can happen in a very, very big FOMO way, and then a lot of people are going to FOMO in, and then we will see the blow off top that we didn't see this cycle. So just keep that in mind. And my target for that is around 85,000, 80,000. And the lowest target is 75,000, and the highest target I have in my head is around 200k. And yes, that sounds a little bit crazy, but just keep in mind a lot of things can happen in this world. You never know how the big players are setting this up to profit the most from it. And when no one sees it coming, the biggest move always comes. And in my opinion, too many people are betting now on a bearish move, 20k, 12k. Yes, of course, yeah, there's a place here at 12k, 20k. Yes, it's possible that we'll head here. It's not weird if it gets there, but it's too obvious. You have to know people are shorting since November 21. We had a top here, then we had a up, the fake out. Like, just keep in mind this can happen. What do you think about this, what I'm saying, and what do you think is going to happen to the market? I say to everyone, I'm still in the market, I'm keeping in the market, I'm even buying now, and it can be I'm very wrong and things will go very, very low, and there will have a big recession in the whole world, and this will be started, and it comes together with this Shemitah cycle. Just keep that in mind. If you want to learn more about this, go read this book, download it as an ebook, or try to buy it. I did it myself, I read it in a bit, and it's so interesting. Everything is just coming together, everything. And also for the people who are into astrology, you can combine this with astrology. As you can see, my grandma always talks about the Shemitah. Old lady is a damn prophet following the Shemitah cycles. Start asking her grandma some questions. So, wait up. Yes. Shemitah, the last year of a 7-year cycle in Jewish calendar, has several times in the past brought immense financial hardships to the world. The biggest Wall Street crash of 1987 happened during Shemitah, and so did the bond market carnage of 1994. As you can see, 7 years with 1987 is 1994. Then the 9/11 terror attack happened the day after Shemitah in 2001. That's also 7 years on the end of the Shemitah cycle. And Lehman Brothers filed for bankruptcy, and the subsequent 77-point fall in Dow Jones in 2008 also happened around Shemitah. So prepare yourself. That's what I'm going to be saying. If you're too scared to stay in this market and you're still in a profit, get the fuck out of the market. But if you have some balls, stay in the market and try to exit in time this year. Because I believe this year Bitcoin will reach very low prices. Altcoins will die, most of them. And stock markets, a lot of stock markets will fail. This is my opinion. And if you think about it, smart money is always more smart than dumb money. All the dumb money is now paranoid. They're listening to the news, listening to the FUD, listening to everything, and they're just selling all their assets. I don't think a lot of people are now buying Bitcoin. I will make a poll on my Twitter to ask that. What are you doing? Are you buying, selling, or waiting? And I think the most people are now waiting. Let me know in the comments, what are you doing? Are you waiting to buy crypto, Bitcoin, or whatever? Tell me what you are buying, or stocks. Tell me what you are buying. Tell me when you want to sell, or tell me, are you waiting? Please let it know in the comments so we have a clear view what the psychology behind humans is in this period of time. And I really think everyone is now just waiting to go lower. So when we now do a big leg up, we will go to 40k, consolidate a bit, or consolidate a bit around 36k, and then we have a leg up and we come around 45, 60k. A lot of retail people start FOMOing in, and then if we break the new all-time high and we go to 70, 75k, a lot of people will start buying like crazy, and that can be the top right here. That can be it. And then all the people are buying right here because they say, wow, we're going to go to new all-time high. We're going to go to 100k. We're going to go to 200k. And then a lot of people are going to buy. And this is the exit liquidity for all the smart money. And then the shit is going to hit the fan. That's what I think about it. What do you think, people? Let me know in the comments. I hope to see you into the next video. Let me know which kind of videos you would like to see on this channel. And I would like to see you in the community so we can grind as a community to become financial free together and become smarter in these markets. As you can see, I have a lot of insider things that not a lot of people, normal people, are paying attention to. I know about astrology, cycles, I know about psychology, I know about the history. And if you look at the history, a lot of bad things are coming our way for humanity. So make sure to prepare in time and join the community to stay ahead of the curve. See you into the next one. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.